the light shining, break through the chains. Let the joy begin. Open your eyes, see beyond the storm. Lift up your heart, feel the love they know. Celebrate even when it don't make sense.
Sometimes you have to.
Even in the struggle, we find our strength. Remember the power of your essence. A spirit so cold is a holy presence. Put a praise on it.
Yeah.
Put a praise on it. Put a praise on it. Victory is yours. Put a praise on it.
Put those hands together. Yeah.
And everything given, that's the call. And even if you're ready, we're gonna heal it all. Rise above the sorrow, feel the grace. With these come forward, we take our place. Even when it looks like all is low, keep your head up high, it's worth the loss. Faith like the river, flowing so true. We stand together, here's what we gonna do. Put a praise on it, yeah. Put a praise on it. Put a praise on it. Victory is yours. Put a praise on it.
Come on now. Help us
Put a
sing.
praise on it. Put a praise on it.
Put a praise on it.
Put a praise on it. Put a praise on it. Victory is yours. Put a praise on it.
Yeah. I like this right here.
Through trials and troubles, our faith won't fade. We stand united. Together we're made. The Spirit ignites, lifting us high. We love as our anthem. We go through the light. So let your heart sing and let your soul dance in the glory of love. We boldly advance. Put a praise on it.
Come on, put those hands together. Put a praise on it.
Put a praise on it. Put a praise on it. Put a praise on it. Victory is yours. Put a praise on it. 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 Victory is yours. Put a praise on it. Woo.
I'm walking in the love of God. I'm living in the love of God. I'm grateful for the love of God. Love of God. Help me sing. I am walking in the love of God. I am living in the love of God. I am grateful for the love of God. Love of God. Come on, sing. I am walking. Help me sing it now, yeah. I am walking in the love of God. Said I'm living. I am living in the love of God. I am grateful for the love of God. Love of God. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. grateful. I'm grateful for the love of God. Love of God. I am so blessed. I am so free. I believe I am relieved. I am set free. Say, I am walking in the love of God. I am living in the love of God. So grateful. I am grateful for the love of God. Love of God. Come on, say I'm living. I'm walking. Come on. I am walking in the love of God. I'm living. I am living in the love of God. So grateful. I am grateful for the love of God. Love of God. Come on, sing now, living. Yeah, living. Oh, living. I am living. I'm walking in the love of God. I'm living in the love of God. I'm grateful for the love of God. Love of God. And y'all sing this with me. One love. Come on now. One heart. Let's get together. Let's get together. Feel alright. Sing it with me now. One love. Oh, yeah. One heart. Let's get together. Let's get together. Feel alright. Come on, sing it now. One love. One love. Oh, yeah. One love. Let's get together. Let's get together. Feel alright. One more time, say one love. One love. Come on, sing it now. One love. Let's get together. Let's get together. Feel alright. Hear the children crying. One love. Oh, yeah. One heart. Everybody give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Oh, yeah. Let's get together and feel alright. Look at somebody real quick and say, oh my, you look amazing. You look fantastic. You are powerful. You're intelligent. You're a genius. I call you blessed, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I see all kinds of good coming your way. Now high five 2 or 3 people. Tell them you're glad to see them here today at First Unity Spiritual Campus. Yes, yes, yes. I am grateful to be with all of you. I'm going to tell you something. I'm on a high here because I just celebrated yesterday, or actually the last 2 or 3 days, we were in Nashville, Tennessee area, celebrating the first birthday of my grandchild, my first grandchild, 1 year old. So I'm all hopped up. What's that movie that all hopped up on Mountain Dew? It's not Mountain Dew for me. I'm all hopped up on baby. She's so adorable. And she had a smash cake yesterday. It was all over her face. Ended up her nose. I won't go any further than that, but I'll just say that her mom just instinctually went and took care of all the cake that was in her nose. It is so great to be with all of you. I just love you so much. I'm thankful for this community. How many are grateful for a community, a place like this? Well, you don't have to fit in because you belong. You belong already. And so make sure that you pass that love along to somebody today as we go throughout the rest of this day. I'm just excited about this season, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities that we have to be in this space together. Everybody who's joining us online, we want to say thank you for being here with us. Let's welcome those who are joining us around the world on our live stream. I'm so overjoyed that I don't even know where to go from here. I think what I'm supposed to do now is ask Reverend Angie to come over and help share some announcements about things going on in the community. Would y'all welcome Reverend Angie?
Good morning. Good morning. I am stepping in for First Lady Reverend Carrie Bell. I think she's on the cameras this morning, so I'm going to do the announcement. For those who are first-time visitors in-house, if you don't mind, ask that you visit the Welcome Center after service in the lobby. They have a wonderful gift for you, and we ask that you fill out a Get Acquainted card. So thank you for that. Wednesday Meditations with Reiki is at 6 p.m. at Asbury Arms Clubhouse. Oh, wait. No meditation this week due to Thanksgiving. I guess reading is fundamental, and keep going, Andrew. So, no meditation. Angel Tree, gift giving. We have 40 angels left. Actually, it is less, because we had some people to come and take some angels this morning. It's in the lobby on the actual tree. I believe the gifts are due back by the 9th. If you do take something off the tree, please fill out the paper as well. That's how we're matching who has what gifts for what child. Membership drive time. New members sign up on the website. You get to vote in elections, up to date on financial matters, and etc. So if you're not a member, we're doing a membership drive, and you can actually check in the lobby with me to see if you are a member, if you're questioning that as well. We have All Holy Night candlelight service coming up. That will be held on Friday, December 19th at 7 p.m. in the Benninger Theater, in this theater. All Holy Night, celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Solstice, Festivus, and Christmas. And the last announcement I have, Burning Bowl service is coming up as well. That will be held Sunday, December 28th during our 11 a.m. service in this theater, Benninger Theater. And it'll be a beautiful way to close out our 2025 and welcome new opportunities in 2026. That's all the announcements. Hopefully I did very well from Reverend Carey.
Great job, Anthony!
I'm honored to do this song with Wings by the Sea today. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I know you hear when I call. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I know you care. Stand, hold me firmly in your own hand. Pick me up, I just wanna be your man. Pick me up. Just wanna be your man. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I see your hand stretched my way. Dear Lord, dear Lord, I hear your voice calling my name. Well, here I am, I'm weak and low. You'll give me your strength, I know. Here I am, wherever you say I'll go. Here I am, wherever you say I'll go. 'Cause there's no one I can be but me. And there's no place I can hide that you won't see. And there's just nobody else that ever loved me the way you do. When you took someone like me, when you took someone like me, when you took someone like me, dear Lord, dear Lord.
I love you too. Great.
That was amazing. Wow. Just amazing. So, it's a delight. I suppose I should put the mic near my mouth. It's a delight to be here with you. Meditation is something that I love, and all of experience announces awareness. And when we meditate and we sort of disengage from our thoughts, it's when we know that. We begin to understand that. It's like putting a car in neutral. The mind doesn't look out at the world with all the attachment and clinging. You know, Buddha said that clinging of the mind is what causes suffering. I want to read you a quote. This is from one of my life's greatest teachers. He just wrote this. He said, "This energy body carries out its life's functions involuntarily. And our pre-programmed unconscious habits use the same energy. Tensions introduced by unresolved emotional patterns such as anger, jealousy, hatred, and fear are held as stress. The stress, in turn, affects the breath. The moment you disengage prana from being confined as a carrier of unconscious fears, automatically it becomes linked to integrative consciousness. So let's do that. Let's be waves, remembering that we are the ocean. Close your eyes. Quiet your mind. Let go of all worry and tension. Let yourself be here, right here. You feel the chair that you're sitting on. And just the sensations. Feel the air on your skin. Hear the sound of my voice, the sound of the air conditioner, the sound. Any thoughts that come up, simply allow them to rise, exist, and then depart. No story. Bring your attention to the breath as it enters in through your nostrils, fills your lungs. Feel that. Your belly rises on the inhalation. Your belly falls on the exhalation. This is automatic. Just notice it. You're not controlling it. You're simply watching it. On this next breath, breathe in through the nose and exhale through pursed lips as if you were exhaling through a straw. So it's in through the nose and then out through pursed lips. Let the exhalation be prolonged and steady. In through the nose, out through the pursed lips, through the straw. No struggle or strain here. Allow that to happen. And notice how the body begins to relax. The prolonged exhalation in through the nose, out through the Shatali breath, the straw breath. On this next inhalation, pause at the top of the breath, just momentarily, in through the nose. Pause. And then, when you feel the urge to let it out, go ahead. Inhaling in. The pause. Exhaling through the straw. Our energy bodies connect through the breath to the cosmic energy body. bridge. Any thoughts that come up, let them come. No labels, no preferences. Simply allowing them to come and go. And as you become more and more still, notice what the thoughts are in. Do you see? The witness of your thoughts. And notice how you become more relaxed. The breath naturally becomes shallow. Naturally calms. One of my teachers, every time he spoke, he would say, Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. In Sanskrit, it means, may all beings in the world be happy. May all beings in the world be happy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings in the world be happy. May all beings in the world be free. May all beings in the world be happy. May all beings in the world live in peace. Stillness. Who are you when you're still? It's a trick question. Because you can't answer it. You can only experience that. We are waves becoming aware that we are the ocean. That's the curriculum for having taken a birth in this plane of existence. All of experience announces awareness. Thank you for this opportunity.
One thing for sure about Les that I believe. Do I need this? I can just use this video too. One thing for sure about Les that I noticed the first time I met him is that he's very much a student of higher consciousness and expanded consciousness and mindfulness. And I'm just grateful for your sharing today. I can feel it energetically. Thank you for it. Everybody smile at me. You're so beautiful. I'm grateful for every single one of you. I'm thankful for this day that we get a chance to live and to expand just a little more. There's something really stirring. I don't know if you've noticed or not in the world. Anybody notice a little stirring in the world? Some things happening. There are some things that are being uncovered, some things that are being rediscovered. In the midst of all of it, I am learning to be grateful just for gratitude's sake. Without an object, without saying I'm grateful because of that or because of this. Just learning to live in the frequency of gratitude. Getting to the place where, I think it was Hafiz maybe who said that we should wear, it was Rumi who said, it was one of them, I don't think either one of them would be upset, who said that we should wear gratitude like a cloak. But here's where I'm asking us to consider today. We're in this series, Grateful Anyway, finding thanks in every season. And I'm asking us today to consider gratitude not as something we put on or take off, but getting to the place where it becomes so habitually a part of our essence that it becomes our habitat. That it's not a cloak we put on, it becomes the skin of our being. It's always us. We're always walking around as a broadcast of gratitude. Even neuroscience and quantum physics is beginning to find out that gratitude, when you're in that place of gratitude, your body, your biology, your psychology, and your spirituality are in such a high level of coherence that you are broadcasting out into fields that are even unknown to the machines they have to measure it. I mean, imagine that we actually become walking lights, as Jesus, the great master, said. Yeshua ben Joseph said, I am the light of the world, but I'm getting out of here, dudes and dudettes. Now you are the light of the world. And he wasn't saying now as if he was giving them that to them in that moment. He was saying right here, right now, you are the same kind of luminosity that the world needs. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you are a light. It's time for you to get turned on. So this is what I would call today pure thanks, or the pure thanks. It's gratitude as a way of being. In our motto around here, we say, love is who I am. Gratitude is mine. Okay, let's stop there because that's where I really want us to hang out today. Gratitude is my what? Is it? Now, I'm not asking us that like as an accusation or an indictment, but I'm asking, is it really becoming so much a part of us that even in the moments of high stress, we're able to be thankful for the breath, even when we can't figure out why technology is not working and the texts are not available? That we're able to say, even in this moment, that I can switch back to that space of gratitude. It's a powerful place to be. We have traveled together quite a bit over this summer. Listen, the summer leading into the fall, this has been a pretty intense space and season for us. I don't know about you, but I am experiencing transformation after transformation. I'm experiencing transmission that is coming through, what we're calling downloads, and some people they don't want to use that terminology, and that's cool with me. There's so many different terminologies now. I'm finding out about these brain rot phrases our kids are talking about. Anybody heard of this stuff, We're like, if they're really serious about it, it's really the truth. They go, no, on God. That means it's really true. And if somebody's really standing on the truth, they'll go standing on truth, And then there's this thing called 6-7. I'm not sure what it is, but it rhymes with on my way to heaven. Anyway, there's a lot that I'm trying to learn from the younger crowd. So maybe you don't want to call it a download, but you could call it maybe a transmission or something that you're experiencing from the divine. We have been awakened into our oneness, into our wholeness, into our interbeing, which is a powerful thing. The beautiful Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh was the one who really popularized that word, interbeing. Take a moment and realize your interbeingness with all of creation. When we were breathing together a moment ago, we're all breathing the same air, in the same place together. And sometimes we just forget about how sacred the breath is. We talked about being aligned and activated in our energy field, that we would come into that vibrational frequency of being aligned and activated with the truth of who we are. We stepped into the frequency, and then we committed to saying we were going to practice love, joy, and peace when? Every day. Somebody say every day. That means every single day we're going to practice it. It doesn't mean that we'll always 100% be doing it, but if we're practicing, whatever you practice becomes your habit, and your habit builds your habitat. And then we practice simple things. And last week at the picnic, I didn't want to mess with everybody's digestion before food, but we talked about hard things. It means I'm grateful for even the challenges in my life. I'm thankful for those who are my sandpaper friends. And maybe they're sandpaper family members, and you're concerned about how much sandpaper you're about to have to deal with for Thanksgiving. Know that these are the folks in our life often who really do help to rub off those really rough edges and help us to become more smooth in our practice. And now we enter into what I feel like is a more rare territory, something that we don't talk a lot about maybe, and that is that pure thanks. It's gratitude without an object. It's gratitude without a reason. Why are you so grateful? I'm just grateful. I don't even need a reason. Isn't that cool? Can you imagine just being so great, just all the time walking around grateful, and somebody will ask you what the reason is. You're like, I don't even have a reason. I'm just gratitude walking around. Gratitude as a natural fragrance. In other words, I'm so grateful that the flower of my life just automatically smells good, and that's my fragrance of being. It's breath. A moment ago when we were breathing, if you breathe in, you notice in the inhale there's a rising, and in the exhale there's a softening. And that's really something very ancient that's occurring. And when you're breathing in and breathing out, this is an ancient thing that has gone on throughout time. And we're sharing something with all of creation that is very sacred. Somebody say the breath is sacred. The thing is it's a miracle that's so steady and is happening all of the time that we often forget how sacred it is. We forget it. Now, I can tell you that you start to think how sacred it is if you ever lose your breath. How many of you ever had your breath, you lost your breath before, and you were like, oh, it was the most precious thing you could locate in that moment. If you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, that's a moment you realize just how precious it is. If you've ever been in a situation, see, I was raised in Georgia. No, not the song, Georgia, Georgia. That's a sweet song. I was not raised in sweet Georgia. I was raised in Georgia where they throw you into swimming holes and say, swim or drown. That's how they taught. They didn't take you to a nice YMCA. They didn't take you there to learn how to swim with somebody who's going to instruct you. They just threw you in and said, good luck. Anybody else? Nobody else been through that trauma? Oh, buddy. That's how I learned how to swim. But when I couldn't get my breath, it was the most precious thing. I learned how to swim. Obviously, because I'm here. But when it's taken from you, you realize just how beautiful and sacred it is. Pure thanks, I think, at least for me, it begins when I remember what has always been whole and holy about me. Not about a new religious way of being, but about how connected to the divine, interconnected with all of you I am, and how it's irrevocable and eternal, and that there's really nothing missing. In this moment, look at somebody right in the eye and say, you are amazing just the way you are. And not just the Bruno Mars. Just the way you are. When I see you. Not so you can get a date or a one-night stand, but because you recognize the beauty and the power and the divine nature that is in front of you as you look at people, as you come in contact with, you slow down enough to pay attention and you can see the beauty of it. Meister Eckhart said that if the only prayer we ever prayed was thank you, that would be enough. We talked about that a few weeks ago. And I think that pure thanks is when that prayer is no longer really spoken, but it becomes the vibration of our life. It is the music that is undergirding everything we're doing. It's not as much about my words. You know the term actions speak louder than words. I've said to you before that I am practicing this vibrational frequency of love, joy, and peace, and I want to practice it so much that people feel me before they see me, that they feel me before they hear my words. That it's not about John talking, it's about John showing up as the divine being that John is, and you can feel a change in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be so vibing like that I don't have to say anything. I don't have to wear any kind of different clothes, although I do. Somebody said that recently. It was something online. Our social media group, they've gone crazy. We're putting stuff up all over the place. And I noticed some of the comments, and somebody said one of my outfits that I wore about 2 months ago, they said, all they commented was, my grandma wants her moo-moo back. And I didn't really know what to say other than to respond and say, oh my God, your grandmother's style is so cool. But I don't want to have to wear extra long beads so that I can be recognized as the Buddha nature. I want that to be so naturally me that when I show up with the heart of Christ and the mind of Buddha, that people experience it without me saying anything, without people having to know that guy's a minister. In fact, when people say that, Steve, I kind of go, oh God, you blew it. You blew it, because then everybody starts to act different. Yeah, I had somebody just recently, they said one of those cuss words around me. And the other person said, oh, that guy's a pastor. And immediately they seized up less, and I said, oh, don't worry, I have my own quota. It's fine. But Rumi described gratitude not as just a garment that we wear, but a cloak that is woven into our being, and it's woven from the unseen. It's pure thanks. It's pure gratitude. In other words, it's naturally you. That you're just naturally grateful. And what it means is that you have embodied gratitude. You know, I've said that we have read books, and there's so many books on higher consciousness, and we know the writings of the Buddha, and we know the writings of Lao Tzu, we know the writings of Jesus, and we know the writings of Muhammad, and the many different ones throughout time that have been written about. We have a lot of information. It's the integration part that we may be struggling with. It's about embodying it and it becoming your truth. You know, as a person who was diagnosed ADD, and I know that's hard for you to believe, but as a person who was diagnosed ADD, I thought I would never be able to meditate. And then when I started trying to meditate, everything about seeing all these other great meditators out there, I thought I'd never be a good tater like them. That I'd never be able to do it. I'd never be able to be still long enough to experience what they were experiencing. Especially when I was pretty much told I wouldn't be able to because my mind was too fast, it was too loud. And so for over a year, I struggled, Radiance, with trying to meditate. I was trying to meditate. And then somebody, this guy named Mooji, said, that's not meditation. Trying to meditate, you'll never be able to meditate. Don't try to meditate, just be. But I was always trained to do. I was a human doing rather than a human being. And when I realized it wasn't about being all high and mighty and righteous, it was just about being. Then I was able to all of a sudden watch the monkey mind, and they're really cute. The monkeys, they're cute, they're adorable. They're like kids on the playground in my mind now, and I get a chance to watch them, but I realize I'm not them. And I'm able to sit in that space, and this became the embodiment for me. And then I realized this was not about me putting on some kind of a badge of holiness or some kind of a badge of expanded consciousness. This was about me embodying the truth of my real nature. That at the core of me is not this person who's lost and needs to be found, but at the core of me is the essence of all of the universe. Consciousness constantly flowing throughout time was already flowing through me as me and wanting to show up for me in my own life. And this became the embodiment of gratitude for me. The Tao Te Ching says the highest contentment comes not from having, but from being. The highest contentment is not about what I have, but it's about being aware of my beingness.
things. In pure things, you discover the truth behind those words from Lao Tzu. And you stop grasping, and you simply start glowing with the truth of who you are. The indigenous elders used to teach that gratitude is belonging. But they would say it's not belonging to a tribe or to a tradition, and I would say not belonging to a religion or to some kind of a belief system, but it's belonging to life itself. Can you think about those words for a moment? It may not seem like high theology. Maybe today you came in for something a little more. You wanted one of those ideas that you go, wow, my whole life has changed. But I promise you, if you'll bring your focus to the coolness of belonging to life itself, and that life belongs to you and you to it, and that is the beautiful dance of the simplicity of truth. And gratitude starts to take over. In Living in Frequency, we talked about coherence. We said pure things is what happens when coherence becomes compassion. It's when the heart's vibration stabilizes into a steady and a sacred yes. It is saying yes to the divine in complete trust. It's not gratitude as a practice. It's gratitude as identity. It's not as a practice, it's as my identity. Now here's a little science, because all of you know that I have an appreciation for science, and I love how science and spirituality, they work so well together. In HeartMath, the HeartMath Institute confirms that what the mystics have been saying for ages is actually true. And they show in HeartMath that sustained gratitude synchronizes the heart and the brain. And what they found happened was when that harmony happened, that literally it became that individual's biology. It became so them that they merged with that higher being. Neuroplasticity and neuroscience tells us that gratitude strengthens the neural pathways specifically toward joy. Gratitude strengthens the neural pathways toward joy. If you just take a moment to be thankful, if you take that moment to count your blessings and you start just getting into an attitude of gratitude, it leads you toward joy. It will lead you away from fear. It'll lead you away from dread, and it'll lead you right into the arms of joy. And from joy, you can gain a deep sense of happiness. The brain begins to prefer gratitude over anything else because you train it to be habitually grateful. I mean, just imagine that your habit is gratitude. That you just are thankful. Even for the most crazy thing. Listen, you know you have gotten into some really deep gratitude when you start doing stuff like, thank you, red light, for giving me this moment to be still. That's next level, because most of us aren't thanking the red light. Thank you, Wi-Fi, for reconnecting before I said things that I did not need to say and could not unsay. Because you start to just live in that constant state of, hey, listen, everything it's all working together for my highest good, all of it, including the challenges. This is one of my favorite phrases from last week. I was like, John, that was a good line. You ever talk to yourself that way? I did, Les. I was like, John, that was a good line. And that is that gratitude gives me the ability to not waste anything. I'm not going to waste a challenge. I'm not going to waste a challenging person. I'm not going to waste a disappointment. Because that disappointment canceled an appointment I didn't need anyway. And it gave me opportunity in my schedule to set a different appointment. I'm going to watch this message back myself. That's pretty good stuff. In positive psychology, gratitude is called the upward spiral. In therapy, that's what they call gratitude, upward spiral. You know what a downward spiral is, don't you? None of y'all ever had one. I know y'all are the holiest people I've ever met in my life. Nobody's in here's ever had a downward spiral, but in psychology, it literally says they teach this, that gratitude is an upward spiral. It goes in that different direction. You give thanks, and life rises. You rise, and then life gives back to you. Isn't it beautiful? You give thanks and your life rises, and then life gives back to you more of that good stuff. The universe enters into what's called a feedback loop of blessing. Imagine being so grateful that the only thing the universe feeds back to you is more to be grateful for. It's multiplication. It's no longer subtraction. It's not the kind of stuff that is necessarily built around that sort of flighty joy. Have you ever met somebody before that their joy was so fake it was like that? You know what I mean? You thought you were going to get diabetes from them. They were so sweet they couldn't just be real, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that deep thing that you go, well, hey, this too is offering me an opportunity. And what a blessing. And he puts you on a blessing loop. Pure gratitude attracts more for you to be grateful for. Pure thanks does this. Scientists call it sustained positive effect. Sustained positive effect. The mystics would say it like this. When you're in gratitude, the reason I'm getting away from this now is because I consider myself a mystic. I'll tell you why. Because I love the mystery more than history. The mystics would simply say it this way. Because science, I love the sustained positive effect. But I like the mystery that says, when you're in gratitude, you bring heaven to earth. You bring divine into every situation and you put super on the natural and you put extra on the ordinary. And you expect synchronicity occurs in those moments. Carl Jung would appreciate that, Joe. It's the same truth, but maybe it's a different vocabulary or just different lab coats. I don't know. But gratitude brings you into that place. Listen, I was thinking about something when I put these jeans on today. Because when I bought these, I was in the gym more. But I was trying to figure out, because I wanted to wear my inclusionist shirt, and then, but some of the clothes that I was going to wear, or the other trousers I was going to wear. I'm saying trousers now because when I was in the UK, pants are underwear. Right? So I asked these group of people to go help me shop for pants, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, why do you want us to help you shop for underwear? Anyway, so I say trousers now. The trousers that I have that would have gone with this, because I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to match things a little better, because I live with a woman who appreciates those things. And I don't want her to have to dress me the rest of my life. I'm trying to grow up. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get these, and we're going to put these on. It's no big deal. I bought these things like 2 years ago, and I was, 25 pounds lighter. Not so loud, Kathy V, not so loud. I'm saying this is one of those moments where you go, you're starting to embody gratitude when you put on stretchy jeans and you go, thank you, stretchy pants, for loving me unconditionally. So at least I had a moment where I was like, thank you, stretchy pants. I don't know how they do that to jeans, but however they do it, keep on doing it. See, gratitude stops being a checklist when I'm living it as an embodied way of being. I realize that everything and everyone is my teacher, and I start to become a blessing. Everything becomes a blessing in training. It's all teaching you something. There was a monk many years ago who was asked about enlightenment. And I love this story. This monk just lifted up his cup of tea. He smiled and said, "This cup of tea." Well, the person who asked was not really satisfied with that response because it was not impressive. It was not some kind of a deep principle. But the beauty of that moment was that monk was simply saying, just presence is enlightenment. And it's all of the enlightenment you're ever going to get. Sorry to disappoint you if you expected it to be lightning bolts from heaven. But it's just being present with the moment. And this is where gratitude grows. It's just gratitude for what is already here. And this is why in meditation we ask to go to the breath. And a lot of times when I lead a meditation, I also ask to see if you can sense the beating of your heart. Those are the simple treasures that really make enlightenment available to us. I remember trying to remember which one of my children. I have so many. I mean, I have 5 as far as I know. It was one of my children that ran up to me with a handful of weeds and gave them to me with this big smile on their face. And at first I thought, what is this? But then I realized they thought they were giving me flowers. And in that moment, Vicki, I went, oh my gosh, oh, and they smell so good. Thank you. And a huge smile on their face, their countenance changed. That moment of gratitude took a handful of weeds and turned it into flowers. That moment of gratitude took a handful of weeds and turned it into something that created a beautiful memory between myself and them. And I know I can't remember which one of my children did it, but there's a memory that's there of that moment where there was a connection of beauty. It took those sticks and created the Sistine Chapel. You see what I mean? Gratitude is magic. Somebody say gratitude is magic. So pure thanks is not about what you receive. It's really about how you see. Or it's not about what you receive, it's how you perceive each moment. And we can see it through the lens of gratitude. I'm almost done. I will say that's not the loudest that you've been today, but I'm going to ask you to consider a few things. Maybe begin and end each day. Not by listing your blessings, but by feeling the frequency of gratitude rising in you. You know, it's this time of year we start saying, he's making a list, checking it twice, he's going to find out who's naughty or nice. Unless you grew up evangelical and then it's Jesus Christ is coming to check it, to see who's been naughty or nice. No, but instead of making a list and checking it twice, consider just resting into the feeling, the vibrational frequency of gratitude. Greg Braden says this: gratitude is one of the highest coherent states the human body can generate. Now, the reason he says it's one of the highest states that a human being or human body can generate is because they've literally tested human bodies that are generating gratitude, and they have found that the electromagnetic field extends so far that the machines that measure that electromagnetic field stopped at 7 feet off of the body. And they actually believe that the machine can only do 7 feet off of that body, but that's not the end of it. It's just where the machine stopped. Can you imagine all of us in here just getting into a state of gratitude? And I want you to realize how close you are to the person next to you. And you're less than 7 feet from them. And if you can generate that kind of electromagnetic field of love, joy, peace, healing, wholeness, and well-being, just imagine what would happen every Sunday when we get together, every meditation we get together, every special event when we get together. If on our way driving in, we did nothing but stir up the gift of gratitude in us, so that when we walked in here, we would just be a room full of magic. Real real, honest to goodness magic. After our gratitude event, I had this lady walk up to me and she looked me right in the eye and she said, have you ever had anyone report spontaneous healings during one of these events? And I said, well, no one has said anything to me. And she said, I'm just putting it out there because I experienced one. And I'm just suggesting that could occur in any of these gatherings. Now, before you get freaked out and think we're going to start lining people up and blowing on them so they fall on the floor, it's not what I'm saying, and I'm not even throwing shade on that stuff. I'm just spreading light on the truth of our nature here. That instead, what would happen if we came in here one Sunday and there was no music and there was no message? There was just all of us deciding to sit together in gratitude and start to create such a high level of frequency that even across this campus, students would be healed of their trauma, healed of their physical ailments, that we would begin to be such a hub of broadcast into the world that people in other cities would be able to feel it. We don't need to know who did. It doesn't need to come back to us so that we can have credit or so that we can put another notch in the belt or something. It's not that. But what if we just practiced this so powerfully that we shifted the entire planet's consciousness just by practicing gratitude? I'm just saying, I think it would be really cool. Really cool. In closing, in quantum language, gratitude is the signature frequency of, check this out, it is done. Without saying the words, gratitude is a declaration from your body and your electromagnetic field that it's already done. Dr. Wayne Dyer would have said, it is sitting in the feeling of wishes fulfilled. Neville Goddard would have said, it is sitting in the frequency, he maybe wouldn't have said frequency, it is sitting in the attitude of wishes fulfilled. Just imagine the power of that. Gratitude collapses possibility. Please hear this. Gratitude collapses possibility into form. It takes potential and manifests it as material reality. Gratitude brings the heart and the brain into such resonance that it amplifies your intentions and attracts the materialization of what you intended. This is the power that we all have. The mystics have said this for a long time, the Essenes, in the Essene texts. They said that prayer is done from gratitude, not for the thing desired. In other words, they would stand in gratitude. Instead of praying as a petition, they stood in it as reality. Greg Braden talked about a story of an indigenous brother that he has in New Mexico and how they had been with no rain for several months, and it was out in the desert in such terrible drought. And his friend called him up and said, hey, you want to go get lunch today? He said, yeah, let's go get lunch today. He said, first, I got this place I want us to go to, and if you can go with me, we're just going to go for a moment. I'm going to go pray. And he said, okay. So he goes with his friend, and his friend walks out in the middle of this circle with a bunch of stones there, and he walks out in the middle of it. He stands there for just a moment. His eyes are kind of closed. Greg is standing outside of the circle. His eyes are just kind of closed. He nods and steps out of the circle. It was just a matter of seconds. Then they go have lunch. During lunch, Greg says, hey, dude, I thought you said you were going to go pray. He said, I did. He said, that was so quick. What was all of that about? He said, no, I was just praying for rain. He said, you didn't say anything. No, I didn't say anything. He said, what did you do? He said, no, I just stood there and was grateful for rain. He said, that's how you pray? He said, yeah, we don't ask for anything. We just say we're grateful for rain. And bear in mind, it hadn't rained for months. So Greg's like, okay, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. Within 3 hours, it rained for the first time in months. And he said, my friend, being able to stand in the wish fulfilled, collapsed time into form. Collapsed potential into form. Now, some people would say, well, now that's coincidence. I like it when people say that because coincidence is a mathematical term that means for two angles to meet perfectly, they coincide. And so I love coincidences. And I'm just saying, all things are possible. Can we get to the place where we can believe that all things are possible? Gratitude heals. Gratitude manifests. Gratitude reorganizes your biology. Gratitude opens intuition. Gratitude raises your measurable frequency. So look for the sacred in the ordinary. Let gratitude enter the places where you have rushed, in the places where you've complained, and in the places where you've closed your heart. Let gratitude enter those spaces. Let thankfulness ripple backward to the ancestors who dreamed you into existence. But don't stop there. Let gratitude ripple forward to the generations who will one day live inside the vibration that you are creating today. Reach back and redeem the time. Stand in gratitude now and create a moment for the generations to come. Douglas Bonar, I believe that we are a part of an emerging story. Not just he and I, I'm not excluded, but we are all a part of an emerging story. And I really think that the final stage of awakening is not understanding. In the sense of, I got it, all of the codes. I believe that final stage of awakening is gratitude. It's not a word, it's not a practice, but it is a way of being. It is how I'm showing up. With a simple yet profound and powerful thank you. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you, universe. Thank you, water. Thank you, wind. Thank you, trees. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, God of the heavens and the earth. Thank you, Source Presence. Thank you, creative force that lives in me, for me, through me, as me. Gratitude is my attitude. It is the embodiment of the truth of who I am. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I take this moment now, and I say, love is who I am. Gratitude is my attitude, and that is why abundance is my nature, and well-being is my birthright, and so I love you, family. Okay, I don't know. Somebody have to tell me what is happening here, because I know we're doing our offering space, but Reverend Radiance Wise is coming to share with us for our giving portion. This woman right here, y'all, is a powerhouse. When I tell you, you have no idea. Listen, what is going on behind the scenes, I'm totally putting the pressure on her right now. What is going on behind the scenes? But listen, there are beautiful things happening for First Unity Spiritual Campus. I have told you, let's narrow that gap between saying what it is we want and producing what it is we want, manifesting it, bringing it into materialization, and we are on one mind and one accord with that. We are synchronized with that truth. And I'm telling you, our home, where we're going to be and where we already are, we're calling it already are, to put our roots down and begin to grow in a way like we never have before. I'm telling you, that gap is narrowing, even as of today. And this woman's leading the charge on that. So Radiance Wise,
Boy, we have so much to be grateful for, right? Oh, man. And as you look around, just take a look at each other, right? And how lucky are we that we get to be in a space where we get to belong to each other, right? So take a moment and just look at somebody near you and just say, I belong to you. Right? We're in this space. We get to belong to each other. And so, yeah, this has been our year. We said we are thriving in 25, right? And so, as we end this year, we want to finish strong, right? And so we stand in gratitude for everything that we've experienced this year. And we were talking as a team, like, okay, well, how do we make sure we finish strong? We said, let's go ahead, and we've done this before, let's have a gift matching campaign, right? So how does a gift matching campaign work? So we're starting a gift matching campaign, double the light, right? We want to multiply our gifts through the end of the year so that we can continue to fuel this mission to bless billions every day. And so how does this work, you say? So the first part is a few of us have come together to start a seed fund, right? An initial seed fund. And so the first ask is for everybody here and in our online community, if you can think for a moment and see if you want to plant a seed, right? Join our seed fund. David and I will be at the back. There's a table around this as you leave. And for the online community, you can reach out to us online. But if you'd like to plant a seed, you can join that seed fund right now. There are a few of us who have started one, and you can be a part of doubling the gifts of others who contribute through the end of the year, right? So if you feel that call in your heart, right, join our seed fund and be a multiplier, right? It's a force multiplier. Then the second part, right, we're going through the end of the year, and think about your tax deductible contributions that you want to make, right, as we enter into that season. And then as a part of that initial seed fund that continues to grow, your gifts will be matched, right? And so we have set a target. We want to manifest $75,000 by December 31st this year and finish the year strong, right? Fueling this ministry as we continue to grow and expand in 2026. Does that sound like a good plan? Yes. So, again, if you'd like to participate, right, you'd like to be a part of that seed fund, reach out to us in the back, or if you're online, go ahead and reach out to us online and join. All right? Let's see. The next part, our actual giving for this service. And so, let's just take a moment and take a breath in. And just be so grateful for everything that we've experienced. This beautiful message, the music, the meditation. You know, there's one of my favorite phrases was mentioned there, right? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And that's who we are, right? We are raising the vibration of this planet together. We get to do this. We get to be God in action. We get to be demonstrations of the divine. And so, right now, let's just take another breath in and feel gratitude that we get to do this together. And so please hold your gift, and it may be electronic for those of you online, our sustaining partners, all of you. It can be your device if you're giving electronically, and just send a little love into the gift. It could be in your hand, could be through your device. And just put a little energy into that. And we see it growing and glowing and blessing billions every day, going everywhere that it needs to go. And ushers, let's go ahead and proceed. Our ways of giving, we have text to give. You can go to firstunity.org/give as well. You can scan the QR code. On Cash App, we have $FirstUnitySC, and you can also mail in your gifts. And so, let's go ahead and proceed with our collection, and we'll bless these gifts as they come in. Now let's take a moment and let's bless these gifts received. We give thanks for our ushers for their loving service every Sunday. Let's give them a round of applause. And please go ahead and direct your hands. You can direct some open hands, and let's direct some love towards these gifts. Right? And even those, we see the ones that have come in online, and we see these gifts blessed. We give thanks that we have this opportunity to play together, to make a difference on the planet together. We get to do this. And so we see these gifts multiplying, blessing every hand that has contributed, touching their communities globally and locally. We see the entire state of Florida blessed. We see St. Pete blessed. We see the entire United States blessed. Our vibration is raising. We are making a difference on this planet. We see this light and love spreading, encompassing the entire planet. We get to do this. And so we send a blast of love to these gifts, and we know that they go every single place it needs to go, touching every hand that needs it, every soul that needs it. And we give thanks that we get to do this. And so it is. Amen, amen, amen. It is done, and so it is. And we see our Double the Light campaign successful as we thrive in 25. And so it is. Amen.
All right, everybody, stand to your feet. This is about to close. Like this, we shall know what true love is. We're showing the world how united. That's what true love is. We are one. We are one in sea and earth. That's what true love is. And we're manifesting light throughout the world. That's what true love is. Here we grow. Here we grow together. Here we grow together. Here we grow together. Here we grow together. Growing together is what we Let's go with our mantra. Love is who I am. Gratitude is my attitude. And abundance is my nature. Well-being is my birthright. Have the best day ever because you can. Thanksgiving. So the following week.
Okay, cool.
I'll put it in our fridge.
Yeah, that's cool because, yeah, I appreciate that. I do. All right.
I'm loving the glasses.
Oh.
You keep wearing the glasses.
Yeah.
Everything I'm gonna do wrong.
Well, you know what? They still fit good. They haven't stretched out because I don't wear them. Thank you. Thank you.
Look, Mom.
Jay.
You come to me first, Mama. She's got here. You come here. You come here to me first.
She's really just seeing me more on the FaceTime because I'm living 2 states away. So when I walk in to the kitchen, Mama's working on her smash cake. And I walk in,
Oh, so you are.
she wasn't
You already get all your stuff done.
upstairs from the back, hands her to her. I'm just standing out here. She finally sees me. And she goes. So she's a mean mom. That's what she does. It's kind of a funny face. She just holds it. And her mom's like,
Jack, when you get finished doing what you're supposed to be doing on your trip, please come see me, please.